What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we tas. We fit it in, right? Let's fit this intro in first though. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I highly appreciate your support, man. I'm very humbled by it. You see Max? Look at what he got, Max. Look at him. He jumped on there quick. He already knows what time it is. When dad's doing a video, tell him, you know what it is. Let's get to it, right? Wes Watson. Remember, you know that these alpha males, they speak in code. They have their own language. So anytime you say any one of their names, like King Azula, Wes Watson, Puggy Watson, you know what I'm saying? Bud Crawford. Shout out Bud Crawford, right? He ain't one of these guys. You got to say it, right? Say it with some oomph. You know what I'm saying? Because they speak oomph. Now, what's happening with Wes Watson? He's in the decline of his life. His life is falling apart. His old lady left him. She's telling on him. He's now getting in arguments. He's very argumentative with his own friends. This Vato's testosterone level is kicked all the way fucking up, and he's going crazy. He's going to prison. He needs to go to counseling. This Vato got some issues. I'm gonna say right off the top, man. Wes Watson, he is crumbling. He's going down, all the way down. Angie ain't around. 1,000 times that man texted her. Then you have the great disappearing Puggy Watson, who was once the cameraman of Wes. Wes's boy went and got a tattoo on the back of his head, shaved his beard like Wes Watson, mustache, eyebrows, underarm pits, did everything that Wes Watson did as a cameraman. And now Wes Watson kicked him to the curb. So now there's no more Puggy Watson. In fact, I even heard my own self, Puggy Watson, the other day, give a shout out to John Bravo. The piece of shit, Puggy Watson, right? I guess if you can't beat him, then you try to join him. Heard you're a good cameraman, man. I could always use one of those. Anyways, right? Wes Watson is in total decline. And the other day, he was at a restaurant. And in the midst of this meal he was having, this $1 million meal that he was eating because, you know, he wants everyone to know that he does it real big, brother, right? He gets in an argument with an individual. And at first, everything is what it was, man. It's typical Wes. I'll beat your fucking ass, right? It was typical alpha Wes, steroided out Watson. And then something peculiar happened. Is that how you say it? Peculiar, right? Something peculiar happened, right? Dumbbell Rob, who's notoriously known for the name Dumbbell Rob because when the incident took place in that gym, when that assault took place, you know, the one Wes Watson is going to prison for, when they beat up the 7-foot brother, right? Wes Watson and Dumbbell Rob, right, was the actual victimizers in the situation. How do we know this? Because Big Calvin from Strength and Son, I don't call him Strength Cartel anymore because there really is no cartel anymore. It's just Strength and Son. He's always just with his son or Cali Muscle. Like, ever since he fed Cali Muscle that watermelon, inseparable. Cali Muscle I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere, big boy. Get it, Biggs. Get it, Biggs. But there are two people missing in that camp. One of them, right, is Big Joe. Where's Big Joe? We haven't seen no Big Joe, right? And another one is Calvin's Equilibrium. So we just don't know. I've been seeing him right there with his son, man. Shout out to his son. I see he's getting swole, right? So I now call, instead of Strength Cartel, I've now nicknamed him Strength and Son. That's Strength and Son. So back to Wes Watson, right? Seems like everyone that's around him doesn't want to be around him. And Dumbbell Rob, we all know, man, he was there with Wes Watson, allegedly using a dumbbell on the big brother's back of the big brother's head, man, for content purposes. And of course, Big Boy dubbed him the name Dumbbell Rob. Now, do they call him Dumbbell Rob because he utilized a dumbbell, or do they call him Dumbbell Rob because they truly believe he's a dumbbell? Well, according to Wes Watson, he believes that second part, right? That this dude's a fucking dumbbell and a dumbball, and he's fucking just stupid. but Wes Watson keeps them around. Why these alphas like to be around Wes, I don't get it. Just like Wes's old ladies, he's gonna leave all of you. He's gonna leave you high and dry. He's gonna take all the money, all the clout, all the fame, and he's gonna leave you right there with a rusty ass dumbbell. All right. Wes Watson is in total decline, total chaos over there in his cap. But he's sitting there in a restaurant and he gets into an argument with another gentleman. And we all know Wes Watson keeps this big old bodyguard with him now at all times. For someone who has major hands and is really with the program and has been in prison on the what level yard? The level 2 yard, then you would imagine that they would handle their own business. They would keep some hitters with them, some homies. But this guy keeps a bodyguard around him, I guess just to make him feel better about himself, or maybe for self-protection. I don't know. It's like a man walking around with a condom that doesn't really use it, right? Doesn't use the bodyguard, so I don't know why he has it, but whatever. And Dumbbell Rob happens to be there at this restaurant. And while Wes is getting involved in an argument, Dumbbell Rob tries to be not so much of a dumbbell and tries to separate it, tries to talk some sense into Wes. And Wes says, I'll beat your ass too, you bitch. Bitch. Right? And Dumbbell Rob ain't no punk. See, he might be a dum-dum. I don't call him Dumbbell Rob. I don't like that name. I call him Dum-Dum Rob, right? He might be a dum-dum. He might be a little bit slower than others. He might be a kind of a J-cat, right? He might be the one dude in the crew everybody picks on. That's what it seems like, right? The one that's just not smart enough to get it, that they're laughing at him, not with them. Whatever, man. I used to be that guy once upon a time. Then I stabbed the shit out of the homie. And then he was like, oh, you're with the business. Right? So him and Dumbbell Rob started to get into it because Dumbbell Rob he ain't gonna be too many more bitches, right? He's getting tired of that shit. And if Angie left Wes, if Big Boy kicked Wes to the curb, if Kelly Muscle, right, doesn't want to fuck with, nobody wants to fuck with Wes. Nobody wants to fraternize with him anymore. Everyone knows he's going to prison and he lost that swag, right? He lost that shazazz, right? What happens? Let me explain to you what happens, right? Dumbbell Rob says, I ain't gonna be too many more bitches, right? Now, look, anybody who has watching on their stomach, and for those of you that don't know what watching means, look it up in the fucking Two Gangster for You Almanac, right? And I'll tell you guys right now, much respects to watching, because that organization is very known to create chaos. They got a lot going on in the Asian community, right? The Watchings are very well respected on a whole nother level, a level that Wes Watson will never achieve, a level I will never achieve. Shit. But at the same time, if someone was walking around visibly with that tattoo on his stomach, with dragons and all kinds of dragons and fucking and bears on mine, right? And all this tattooed on them, and you already know they're down to pick up a dumbbell, dum-dum, right? Why would you talk shit to this guy? And he's supposed to be your friend. See, Wes Watson is in pure destructive mode. He's in anybody can get it mode. He is upset. He's going to go to prison and get boned all the time, right? Something bad's going to happen to Wes Watson. I don't care how many times he fights. You can fight one big brother, but you can't fight them all, right? It's going to be bad in Florida prison. He's upset. Angie's over there giving her duck lips to some brother. You know she likes brothers, man. Hey, Wes Watson, your old lady likes brothers, man. Don't trip. You're right there with Adam 22. Maybe, just maybe, you guys could have a junta and you guys could join a new club. You know, you could jump from the Mean Girls Club to the My Old Lady Likes a Black Man Club, right? Some new club you guys could start. Maybe you guys again start a new channel together. Two disgruntled white men that their ladies left them for black men. And you could generate a lot of income that way. Anyways, he gets into it with Dumbbell Rob, his own friend, his bestie, his BFF, his sparkly mate, right? And what happens? Dumbbell Rob ain't no punk. Dumbbell Rob's like, we can go outside. Wes is like, I'll beat your fucking ass. Basically, that was code for please sit down. I don't want to fight you, right? How do you get into an argument with your friend where it has to come to physical violence? You know, me and Dubs, sometimes we don't agree on things. That's my friend. We don't agree on everything. Remember? Terrence Crawford, Canelo Crawford. Remember? What happened? I won that argument, right? But at the same time, it was never like, I'll fucking kill you over Canelo, right? It was never fucking, I'll beat your fucking ass because Terrence Crawford's braids are crooked. It was never any of that. You know what it was? It was like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Canelo's a bad boy. He's just not a bad enough boy. And those was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, we'll just have to see. And we did, and we saw, and voila. Right? It just is what it is, man. But we're still friends, man. The beat goes on like a whisper song. The shit never stopped. Now, Wes Watson's a different story. Immediately, he jumped from you're a bitch. First of all, you don't call your friend a bitch. You don't call any man a bitch unless you're prepared to knuckle up. But you better buckle up, right? But this man, having been through prison and knowing the yard and knowing that there's words you just don't use, You know, the word bitch starts to become inconsequential in your life. You don't really need it or utilize it. You know, you don't want to disrespect women by calling them beaches, man. And you definitely don't want to call a man out of his name that, because you're usually going to get stabbed a numerous amount of times, right? But Wes Watson, he calls his own good friends that have stood with him through thick and thin. Pobrecito Dumbbell Rob. Watching up out of there, homie. Right? Stood with this dude. He tries to put him on blast and punk him in front of everyone in the restaurant. Big old bodyguard right there tries to break it up. Dumbbell Rob is ready to go the dumbbell distance, right? I don't think Wes Watson needs that smoke. I think Wes needs to really look at the man who he's trying to punk and realize, man, it's going to be all bad. Next thing you know, we're going to see Dumbbell Rob in a gym getting a mamon from Angie while Wes is texting away, right? This is the types of things that happen. Nobody wants to be around Wes because Wes got an attitude problem. He thinks he's bigger and badder than the program. That's always been his problem. He could have been a YouTuber, came on here, told his prison stories. Everyone would have been like, oh, like they were in the beginning. But what does he do? He has to be bigger than the program. He has to be one of those dudes that doesn't listen to older dudes or doesn't listen to who's calling the shots. He has to be the shot caller. Listen here, French Montana. You're not him. You're not the shot caller. Shorty got potential. She could be about none of that. None of that. Okay. Angie's ass ain't big enough to be in that video. Her lips are though. Right. So you have him losing it. Let's break it down. You have Wes Watson losing his old lady. Not the first or the last. He's losing his old lady. We'll call her Dumbbell Angie. Right. So he's losing Dumbbell Angie or Duck Lip Angie or Flat Booty Angie. Or fucking, I have 2 kids that I just let this guy talk about masturbation and dick sucking in front of Angie, right? Not a good mother. That's just me. Then you have Dumbbell Rob, the last of the Mohicans. No more Puggy Watson. He got fired. Wes kicked him to the curb after getting tattoos and BFFs and fucking and eating flaming hot Cheetos together. No more Puggy. Bye Puggy. So many other guys. I don't even. The list goes on. Like I said, man. Where did you come from, man? There's new guys that come every day. He's actually got guys hanging around with him that ain't even got a muscle on their body now because no one else wants to kick it with him. He's kicking it with, who's that, Jack Doherty, that little youngster? He's running around with a young dude. Like Wes Watson, it's over. It's over, Holmes. You're going to prison. Your old lady's going to be giving mamones to every one of the alphas. She's going to be giving them that new thing. They call it the alfalfa. The alfalfa, right? And meanwhile, the only person that he probably taps in with is King Azuli. And we already know what he's about. He'll rip Wes apart, right? So you better watch out, Wes. That is known for ripping shit apart, man. But you're old enough, so you're not his flavor. Dumbbell Rob, man, my advice to him is get out while the getting is good. But he should be nervous because we all know Wes Watson is going to court pretty soon. And we all know, unless our eyes are lying to us, Dumbbell Rob participated to some form of fashion in that assault, right? Now, he was never charged in that assault from what I know, right? But that doesn't mean statute of limitations is still imitating, homie. That doesn't mean that Wes Watson won't go now that they've had words. You know, he strikes me as that type of person. I'm not going to call him a rat. I've never heard Wes Watson snitch on anyone. You know, I've heard him say, get your fucking hands off me. I've heard him say that loud. So that way, any law enforcement in the area can come running to his aid. But I've never actually seen him say, wait up. Yeah, I did. He said, the black dude wanted to fight me. So he did. He tells a little bit. But you better be very aware, big old bad Dumbbell Rob, because, man, that dude knows who swung that dumbbell. And the conversation could go like this. The detective could be like, so, Mr. Watson, that day when the big brother, you know, the 7-foot monster, when he came into the gym, what'd you do? Oh, but I didn't fucking do nothing. It was fucking Dumbbell Rob. I was protecting myself. This is a stand your fucking ground state. I was grounding and standing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like stuck to the ground. And all of a sudden, this fucking little short Asian fucker with a big old Watching on his stomach, I don't know if that's where he's from, but you might want to look it up because it's a pretty dangerous group, comes and just starts swinging the dumbbell. If you really watch close, I was never hitting the black guy. I was trying to prevent this Asian dude from beating his ass. The detective says, why, thank you. What's his name and address? I don't know, but he's probably with Angie. Look, these are the type of things that are going on. Wes Watson is in straight nosedive right now. He don't give a fuck about anyone. Word on the curb is his spoon is not bone dry. It's filled with the white powdery substance. Now, if that's the truth, if he likes to drink Coca-Cola, right, then I will say he's really not thinking straight. That man has lost a lot of weight. They like to say it's Ozempic. I don't know what it is. It's oh no, I'm going to prison. He's going to prison, so he's stressing. His old lady's leaving him. He texted her over 1,000 times, back to back to back to back to back. Every time that the brother was behind her pumping, Wes was texting. So it was going like this: boom, boom, boom. I'm telling you guys, I don't say this to be funny, but I tell a whole lot of truths. You got to read between the lines, I say, right? Wes Watson is in trouble, and he's in maximum default and decline right now, and his world is crumbling. His world is crumbling, and why? Because now his last friend in the world, not Puggy Watson, but his last friend, Dumbbell Rob, was about to beat Wes's ass right there on fucking Santa Monica Boulevard, or wherever the fuck they were, right? He's about to put fingertips on him. He was about to put the watching on him, right? About to Jackie Chan his ass. And what does Wes Watson do? He gets loud, he gets emotional, he gets stupid, and he tries to punk his own friend when his friend was trying to break up the argument. You know, I understand, man. Sometimes when you want to fight, you're all pumped up. You know, say Wes Watson didn't even get up out of his chair. Wes Watson is the chair arguer. He'll argue with you while sitting down. Fuck you, I'll beat your ass, you bitch. You're a bitch. His fucking bodyguard stands right in front of him. He's looking around. You're a bitch, right? Dumbbell Rob was already knuckled up, ready to go. So we could pretty much say if Dumbbell Rob goes back, like Angie does, typically back to Wes Watson, then you ain't nothing but say it again, Wes. Bitch! You know what I'm saying? I think though, Dumbbell Rob is not going to be a dum-dum anymore. I think it's time to move on from Wes Watson. Because not only did he try to get you a fucking assault case, but then he tried to assault you. I don't think Dumbbell Rob's going out like that. Ladies and gentlemen, Dumbbell Rob has entered the chat. I believe Dumbbell Rob will put fingertips and assholes all over Wes Watson, and not necessarily in that order. Look, we know Wes Watson's the asshole man. Asshole man, he loves it, right? So don't let him stick his hand nowhere near you, Dumbbell Rob, because have you ever been a finger puppet? Well, Wes want to make you one, right? So we are sitting here in HD in real time watching Wes Watson crumble. Hopefully he doesn't fumble, right? His bag will be gone. No more money. His freedom will be gone. No more freedom. All this because of his narcissistic ass attitude. If you think that it's just going to end there, there are people that are literally looking into his little car thing he has going on. I don't want to put too much on it, man, because I ain't a rata. But I'm going to say this, man. A lot of these dudes that are disgruntled with him, that used to fuck with him, that kicked it with him, Wes got a big old mouth. He likes to pillow talk of mine, right? I'm sure a lot of these guys know a lot of information concerning Wes. Wes better be on his P's and Q's before he is the bitch. All I got to say is, man, it's funny watching this shit. Look, I'm not trying to clown, but I'm trying to clown. If you understand what I'm saying, man, Wes Watson trying to fight Dumbbell Rob is like me trying to fight a vape. Just ain't worth it, right? Anyways, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive as I sit back with the rest of you humbled people and watch Wes Watson get exactly what he deserves for all the scam artist trickery and bullshittery he's done to people. Now his own friends are turning their back on him. His lady is turning her back, well, to a brother, right? I mean, everybody is turning their back. Why? Because you reap what you sow. You put out bad energy, boomerang, you get it right back. So now, Wes Watson, everything John Bravo said was the truth. You are a piece of shit. And we're going to go end it on that note. Make sure you guys tap in to Gunners Collective TV. I'm dropping bangers all day, every day right there. Also, make sure you guys go tap into the Dubs and Dub-S channel. And remember, man, go support our sponsor, Vaudeville Liquors, out there in Turlock. If you're in the Central Valley area, go tap in with Vaudeville Liquors. Tell them Dubs and Gunners sent you, man. You never know. You might walk in and see us on the TV. You definitely ain't going to see Wes Watson. The homeboy don't get down like that, right? Thank you guys for all your support. I'm very humbled. Again, for those of you that are new to my channel, this is what I do here. I clown a little bit. I clown a lot of it. But at the end of the day, it's all about you and what you want, man. Make sure you tap into the supers because we're going to be super hot. We're going to be doing our thing. Wes Watson's in trouble, huh? His life's falling apart. Have you ever seen someone's life fall apart as rapidly as his is? All because he wants to be an asshole. Look, when he talked about sticking shit up, right? I mean, everyone's had to do their thing on a 4-yard. We get it, right? But man, don't rip it out. He's ripping his whole life away from himself. Unfortunate, man. With that being said, thank you guys for all the support. I'm going to continue what I do. This right here is the Colectivo Clips. Bang, bang, gun gang.